Hello there, and welcome to a video review, or I like to call a location review, of the Everett boat launch at the Port of Everett, indicated here on this map I'm showing you. So I'm just going to basically narrate what's going on here. We're driving north on Marine View Drive, and we're going to turn left onto 10th Street. Now, this road's going to head on down to the boat launch. But I do want to mention that at the end of this clip, I have this whole video on 360, which I'll give you a link to after this review, which is pretty cool. Anyway, what you're looking at there off to the left is it's a little restaurant inside there. I think it's called Harbor Marine, and it's also you can get just about any kind of fishing gear or boating gear that you want. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some GPS coordinates of Fish Haven, where you can catch a lot of bottom fish and flounders and so on and so forth while you're waiting for all the crabs to go in your crab pot. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, off to the right here is the parking for the 10th Street Marina, or the Port of Everett boat launch. Lots and lots and lots of parking. I have not had a time where I did not find parking. However, those parking spaces do seem kind of tight. I have a F-150 with a 20-foot boat, and sometimes I feel like I'm pretty tight in there. So anyway, while you're pulling up to the boat launch, you got your pay station here. You can use a credit card, and I think as of this video, the fee is about $15 to launch, and that includes the parking. So as you continue forward, again, off to the left there, you can see that little building. That's the public restroom, and it's very clean, very well taken care of. So that's pretty nice. Nice spot to have that, nice and close. As you can see, it's a beautiful day out, and there's nobody there. That's because it's the middle of February, and there's no big fishing or crabbing going on right now that I'm aware of. So there's not a lot going on. So this is the meat and potatoes of the interview right here. This is the boat launch. There's 12 lanes total. The first 6 here, the ones we're looking at that are closest to us, are the put-in lanes, or the launch lanes. So they're nice, good, solid docks, and it's not too steep of a incline as far as launching your boat. As you can see, the tide is pretty high here. And then towards the end, you have the remove or takeout lanes. There's 6 of those as well, for a total of 12 lanes. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. So we'll continue on. You can see where they have some free life jackets. So if you get out there and you're missing a life jacket, you can grab one out of there and borrow it. Also off to the left there, you can see that's full of water. Well, it's high tide. When the tide goes out, that'll just be completely empty. So you want to be careful about where you take your boat out. Make sure you have your depth sounder on. Also, when you're launching, as soon as you come out of the launch area, it can get quite shallow. And they used to have a sandbar in there that occasionally would cause problems with people getting stuck out in the sandbar. So now this is where you head out after you take out. Off to the right, you can see all that parking. Once again, spots seem kind of tight, but not too terrible, and there's a lot of them. So right off to the left here is a spot for probably 2 boats to pull off in that little gravel area, and there are wash stations. They've got hoses with fresh water attached, so you can hose all the salt off your boat and any seaweed or any other stuff that got hooked up. So now when you launch your boat, you're going to come out into a channel. This is the channel. It's a very long channel that goes from the boat launch out to where you can get out to the Puget Sound. Right now it's very calm and it's high tide, so it looks very docile. However, the tide can get ripping in here pretty quick. And to the point where you got to keep your hands on the wheel and keep your boat heading in the right direction. This is a no wake zone, and once again, it's very long. It takes about 20 minutes to get out there or come back in. So like I said, I got about a 19-foot open bow boat. I'm coming in from crabbing right now over by Hat Island, which is about 6 miles out of Everett. You can see it's a little bit choppy. Not too completely terrible. We are heading into that channel right now, and as you see, it's still pretty choppy, but it gets much, much worse than this. Now off to the right, you can't see it on the video here, are a lot of Navy ships. So you want to be careful not to pull up to the Navy ships, or at least pull too close to them, because the Coast Guard boats will come out and get you. So after about a 20-minute no-wake ride, you're coming into the takeout area or the boat launch. That little entrance that we're coming into is fairly narrow, so if there's a couple boats that are trying to get in and out, you're going to have to kind of make your way around. And when the tide's running really fast, you got to give it just a little bit of power so the tide doesn't push you around. You can see it's pushing my boat a little bit to the left there. And the same thing happens when you're docking. If you have some experience running a boat, you want to dock where the tide maybe pushes you into the dock. I'm doing the opposite here. I won't completely show you the second time it took me to dock there. So anyway, there it is. So now for my crabbing spots, there's a place called Hat Island, which is about 6 miles from this marina, and it's due west. And I will fish for flounders and so on and so forth out on the south tip of the island. So that red arrow to the left there, you can see, is where we're taking off from. And then you head on over to where the arrow is there, showing you just to the south end of Hat Island, or Gedney Island is the official name for it. Now the close-up version, you can see that artificial reef area. Not a lot of people know about that, but you can catch all kinds of huge flounders and rockfish and so on and so forth. And then where I have the arrow at now, there is generally where I put my crab pots out. That's about maybe 75 feet of water, depending on the tide. I've never been skunked there. And I say that now, I'll probably get skunked next time, but here's some pictures of some friends of mine who come out with me and did quite well. And when we put the crab pots out and we want to wait a couple hours, we just go over to the fish haven, and there you go. You can't keep the rockfish, unfortunately, but yep, we catch a lot of those and a lot of flounders. So here's the GPS coordinates. I want to thank you for watching this location review. I really appreciate it, and hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel because I'll be doing a lot more. So thank you very much, and you have a great day.